there, welcome to today's series. We're going to be playing with the long box, which is generally placed on a reformer, but there's so many cool things you can do with it as a standalone. I'm also going to be using a set of weights, so mine are only 1 kilogram weights. You can go heavier, you can go lighter, or you can have none at all. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to begin sitting close to the edge of the box, just so that your arms can drop down and have them in front of the box line. We're going to start with a little shoulder roll, so going forward, up and back, and just doing maybe 3 rolls just to feel the weights as additional tools to help you get a little longer in the neck. Go the other way so that you're getting a good motion through the shoulder joint. 1 more time like that, and then we're going to add in our arm series. So sitting nice and tall, sending the arms out, and then bringing them back in again. When your arms open to the side, you should notice that they're in your peripheral vision as you're looking forward, which means you can just see them out the corners of the eyes. And ideally, they're not exactly one in sort of straight line, but slightly forward of your body. That's going to feel really good through your shoulder line. 1 more time, we're going to take the arms out and hold them here. We're going to add a twist towards your left side, wrapping around and back to the center. Twist towards the right side and back through the middle. So as we do our twist, you're checking that you're not twisting through your hips or through your legs or through your feet, but that the movement is happening in the upper portion of the body. We have 1 more twist to finish us off towards the right, and then coming all the way back down again. Taking the hands now to the tops of the shoulder line, and we're going to stretch those arms right up towards the sky and then pulling them back down. So the work is obviously on the pushing up phase, so using the weights against gravity. But remember that you want to feel like you're controlling the weight down, so in the eccentric phase or the slowing down phase. On the next one, we're going to stay positioned up, and we're going to add the twist again, but this time you're going to bring your right arm forward, your left arm toward the back as you turn, and then bringing everything center, and then switching to the other side. So the same principles have applied. We're twisting in the upper body, not twisting from the lower body, and you'll be surprised that there's not a lot of rotation. You don't spin all the way around like you think you're going to. And again, 1 more time to each side, really controlling the weight of that weight down towards the horizontal line, and then back towards the center, and then bringing everything back in again. So what we're going to do is just do a side sit on. So you're going to have your knee facing back behind you for now, just like this. You can always do a tuck of the toe if you prefer, and then taking both weights into one hand. So the other hand can just rest on the edge of the box, and we're going to slide your arm up and slide your arm down. So the same movement you just did facing forward is now being done side on. So controlling the arm here with an extra weight, making sure you're not pinching at the top of your neck. 1 more time, we're going to hold the arm up, and from here we're going to take a side bend. So you can put your hand on the edge of the box as you side stretch over, and then coming through. If you've got better range of movement and you can go deeper into the stretch, you can lower your arm down off the side of the box and returning up. No matter which version you're doing, remember that the movement of a side bend is your aim. The control of your shoulder with the extra weight is more important than how low you get towards the floor. Last one here, and then returning yourself up. Now this next one's a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to ask you to put both hands holding each weight, and then from the setup position, your foot is on the flex, and you're going to shift your weight from the box to the knee. So you're in a sort of proposal kneeling position, and then sit your weight back down onto the box and transfer over to the standing leg, and then back down. And 3. So this is a lateral shift or a sideways movement, and you'll feel you've got all your weight on, in my case, right side, and then onto left side. And then we're going to go for 1 more time and hold the position, and here's where it gets fun. Make sure you're steady, and you're going to push yourself up into a stand and reach your arms to the ceiling, and then come down and tap the knee and lifting back up again. So as you do this movement, just making sure that you're in the correct alignment for you. And 2 more. You don't have to get all the way to the ground. 1 more, and then coming all the way down, knee to the floor, bottom back onto the chair, and then swing yourself around. So hopefully you can set yourself up nice and balanced in this one. Both weights go back into the outside hand. And from here, we're going to send your arms straight up and straight down. So you may be getting a little bit of an opening through the front of your hip here. And I do find that the foot behind, if it's on a flat surface like the top of your foot, you might access more in the hip. When the foot is flexed, you may be feeling a little bit more through your toes really rather than anything else. So we'll go to our side stretch over now. So reach the arm and then lean across to the side and coming back. And again, nice big reach over, creating a big widening between your ribs as you do your side bend. And 2 more across and up. And then last time, feeling how each side can be so completely different to the other. So I do recommend having your ball of your foot tucked behind you, and each of you are going to feel slightly different with this, as will the sides of the body. So one hand holding each weight again. We transfer your weight from the sitting box over to the kneeling lunge and then back down again. So your aim here is, as with every sit to stand or squat position, that you are going as smoothly in the direction of where you want to go and coming down as balance. So you're not collapsing to the floor and you're not using things like the tops of the shoulders to move you across. One more time, hold the position here. Make sure everything is set and ready for you. And we're going to go up into the lunge shape, reaching the arms high and then coming down to tap. And again, pushing up and slowing it down. So as you reach up towards the ceiling, we've already prepped our arms to do this movement for today's series. Last one, reaching it up and then coming all the way back down and take a seat. So from this position, we're just going to move our box shape. So it's in what we call the short box position, and just bringing it to the front edge of your mat. Bringing yourself down. We're going to take the hands to lace behind the back of the head. Elbows begin onto the edge of the box. So the hands and the head are connecting, and you're going to sit yourself down towards your feet, aiming your elbows forward, your eyes forward, and getting a lovely stretch in your upper back. And then return back to elbows facing down. And again, stretching in your upper back. You'll also be getting a nice stretch through the back of the arms into the back of the spine. And coming forward. So we'll go for another 3 like this. This is such a good stretch for your upper spine, for the arm muscles, for the back muscles. And remembering just keeping that head-to-hand connection. If you lose that, you're going to lose the whole benefit of the stretch and the lengthening through the back of the neck. And one more time. I'm a little breathless from doing the effort so far. And I also have a long sleeve top on, which probably shouldn't have been on. So if you need to take a layer off, go for it. We don't have many more things to do, so I'm going to keep mine on. So taking yourself into a lying down position. As we do, we're just going to bring our heels up towards the edge of the box line. Grab your weights again, and then sending your arms overhead. We want to make sure your arms are not dropped to the ground, but having a little hover away from the mat. We're going to push the hips towards the ceiling and bring those arms down to your side. And then you're going to change the direction. Hips go down and arms travel overhead. And then again, picking the hips up, pushing the arms towards the mat, and then lowering your hips and raising the arms over. So just another 3 like that. Now you can also roll your spine up and down, whatever feels the best for you. So sometimes you enjoy just feeling the push from the hips, and sometimes you enjoy the rolling and separation through the back of the body. One more time, we hold the hips up into the air. The arms are going to rest down onto the mat. Just check that you've got great length through the front of your body. And then from this position, we're going to rock the pelvis, tilt it towards one side and center, and twist to the other side and center. Now, as you look at your knees, you'll notice one knee is traveling back, one knee is traveling forward, but what they're not doing is turning left and right. So the pelvis is lowering to the left, lowering to the right, but the legs are traveling forward and backward as a consequence. And then when you're equal to the 2 sides, then we're going to lower the hips down and maintain yourself here. So just moving the weights out to the side, you're not going to need them again. And we're going to take the box and you're just going to flip it up. Hopefully it works well for you as we create the hole to face towards you. So from this position, make sure it's steady on the mat. Mine's about to topple over. So setting yourself up into a side lie position so that both feet are right up against the edge of the flat of the box. And we've got our underarm just supporting our head. We're going to start with the top leg sliding up, the bottom leg sliding up, and both legs sliding down. And lift, lift, and lower. So using the hand just for a little bit of support can sometimes feel really good in the stability of the exercise. If you feel like challenging yourself, you can always bring your hand up to the hip, so making a little bit more effort through the lower leg. Last one as we lift, lift, and lower. Now just separating the feet slightly, take the top leg to the front and the bottom leg to the back, and then slide them past each other again. Now this is a lot more challenging with a hand away from the ground. So if you feel yourself wobbling like I am here, then just place those fingertips on the ground. You don't even have to put a lot of weight into them, and you'll feel a lot steadier and get probably a better movement through the legs than just trying to find your balance. One more time to the front, one more time to the back, and then bringing everything back in again. We're going to take that top leg and put it over the top of the box. And now is when you're going to have to just shift yourself out a little bit so that more of the inner ankle is on the top of the box. Bring yourself up onto your side. This happens to be one of my favorite exercises in videos, and that is to have your hand on your side lift. We're going to raise the hips away from the ground and then lower them back down. We're only going to do 3, and then lift and lower. One more to go, high and low, and then we're ready to go through the other side. So twisting back over to face the other way. Start low, feet right up against the edge of the box. And then from here, making your feet slightly forward of your midline is going to help. And then top leg rises, bottom leg rises, and they both slide down. And again, up, and both to the mat. So as we're doing this, really trying to not use too much weight into your upper arm. Like I said, if you want to, you can take your hand away from the ground, making it that little bit more challenging. And if you need the support, just put the hand onto the ground. Little bit of separation, take your top leg to the forward position and your back leg to the backward, and then going past each other. So you're scissoring your legs through space, almost like you were walking with straight pendulum swings. Oh. So feeling a little bit of side leg work, a little bit of inner thigh leg on the underside. One more time in each direction. So balancing yourself off and then coming back to the center, and down we go. Take your top leg onto the top of the box, up onto the elbow, and you'll feel straight away where you have to go. If you're too close into your shin area, it's going to be very uncomfortable. Only 3. Let's take it away as we raise the pelvis up and then lower the pelvis down. So remember, we want to do this with control, just like when we did our side shape from sitting to kneeling. It's the same translation of that under leg and under hip working to be in balance with you. All right, and then we're going to close our box down and we're going to put it back into our long box position for just our last little series of movements here. So as you do, just lying yourself over the front side of the box and just letting the weight of your chest come forward. Maybe your toes touch behind you, maybe they don't. It's really not important that they do. The front arms are long and out in front of you. So we're going to start to raise an arm and an opposite leg. And as you do, there's going to be a little lift in your spine and then coming down. So as you bring yourself up, there's a slight lift in your chest and a slight pull of the underarm toward you. So it's a sliding of your underhand in toward you as you're doing your opposite arm to leg motion and getting that rise through the chest. One more time to each side. And then we're going to go for the doubles. So whenever we do things that require a little bit more effort, if it's too intense for your neck, your shoulders, your lower back, then give it a miss. Go back to what was easier for you. So when you're ready, breath in, and then as you breathe out, everything floats up and everything floats down. Breathing out to lift with control and ease, and then exhale everything towards the floor. 3 more like that as you create a beautiful strength through the back line of your body, from your fingers to your toes. And 2 more, feeling light in the arms, light in the upper body. If you crank your neck back, it's not going to feel great. So make sure that the top of the head is reaching long from the crown. And again, finding its way all the way out through the toes. And then resting down. Let's take your hands to the top of the box. Come up into a kneeling position, and we'll just finish with a lovely movement of our spine as we take the head under and the tail to roll in to look at each other. And then we're going to send them out and away from each other. We'll just do that 2 more times as we create a nice feeling of adaptability in our spine, a sense of fluid movement through the bones, through the ligaments, through the fluid of the spine, the cerebral spinal fluid that bathes the whole nervous system from the brain down to the base of the spinal cord. And then from there, we are taking a seat, and we're going to finish with that. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.